New house, new question. We're talking about advanced directives. I put a little bit of thought into this in the past, but not enough to make actual decisions, mostly just kind of joking around with my sisters. And even now, after thinking about it, my decisions are a little bit half-baked. Basically, what I've said in the past is that if I ever become paralyzed, then I would want to die. If I had to be a little bit more specific, I guess I would say something like if I were to be paralyzed from the mouth down or unable to do things that are as simple as like chewing, then I would probably want to be killed. I don't know if that's actually what I would want were I in one of those situations. And I'm sure that there are situations that I haven't taken into account that fall into those criteria as well. I'm not really scared of locked in syndrome. I mostly just kind of hate the idea of being dependent on someone for something that I could easily do before, especially if there's a lot of those things that happen at once that I can no longer do myself. If I'm not able to contribute anything, then I would just kind of feel bad all the time. And I'm scared of death, I'm scared of oblivion. I don't really like that death is necessarily something that we can't understand. But I also don't want to live forever, and I feel like I've lived a pretty good life thus far. And I also view my life with a bit of outsider perspective. Were I to die, the world probably wouldn't change that much. My friends and family would be sad for a little while, and then hopefully they would be able to move on. And I think it would be easier in that situation if I weren't alive, because me being alive would just be a constant reminder of their grief. If I were to stay in a coma or something for a long time, then my family would probably center a good portion of their life around me. Even if they're not going to help me get dressed in the morning or anything, I would assume that they would feel obligated to go to the hospital to see me every now and then. And when you begin to see someone at the end of their life change into a different person, or you have just a different relationship with this person, your perception of the experiences that you had with this person change. Their existence becomes mostly defined by them being in a coma, and you begin to forget that there was a time before it all got bad. And I don't really want my family to think of me as someone that they have to visit in the hospital who can only communicate by looking at letters. I hope that this isn't coming off as too insensitive. I know that a lot of people do live like this, and I don't want it to seem like I think that they're less of a person. I'm just saying that I personally wouldn't want my family to have to take care of me in that situation. I think that they would be much happier moving on, but ultimately I would want my family to choose if I weren't able to dictate my own desires.